look at the tree.
一个是橄榄树的树根，
This is the root of the olive tree.
还有重新接上橄榄树枝，
And a place to regrave the branch.
然后还有野橄榄树枝，
And the other part is the wild olive tree branches.
然后这里还有一个旧的橄榄树枝。
And there's the old branches.
那保罗在这里讲什么呢？
So what Paul say in this verse?
这里说这个橄榄的树根指的就是上帝给以色列人的应许。
The olive tree is the root of the olive tree is the promise that God gave to the Israelites.
然后这里有一个橄榄树，
And this is the olive tree.
这个是指以色列人指神的选民。
This being God's chosen people.
只是这个树枝开始呢有一些变化。
The problem is the branch has some changes.
这些旧的橄榄树枝本来是在这个树的上面，
The old branches originally attached to the tree.
但是在这当中有一些人他因为拒绝相信耶稣，所以这个旧的橄榄树枝呢，它就被砍下来了。
But amongst those people, some of them refused Jesus, so they were cut off by God.
那也就是说，这一些不相信耶稣的以色列人，他就得不到上帝的应许。
That means the people who refuse to believe Jesus, they cannot get the grace from
然后
God.
接着神再去找这个野橄榄树枝接到这个橄榄树上，
Then God to find the wild olive branches to graze to this tree.
然后这个野橄榄树枝呢，它也因为它接在这个橄榄树上，所以它也得到那个橄榄树根给它的养分。
And the wild branches of olive tree since it grazed to the tree, so it can also get the fertile juice from the tree, the roots.
那这野橄榄树枝指的就是外邦人。
The wild branches mean the Gentile.
弟兄姊妹，我问大家一个问题。
Dear brothers and sisters, let me ask you a question.
请问我们是野橄榄树枝还是旧橄榄树枝？
What do you think we are wild branches or the old branches?
我们是野橄榄树枝哈。
So we are the wild branches.
但是这还没有结束。
But it's not ended here.
虽然这些旧的橄榄树枝被折下来了，
Even though the old branches being cut off,
但是在将来这些旧的橄榄树枝呢，会相信耶稣。
but these old branches in the future will believe in Jesus.
然后到那个时候，上帝会把这些旧的橄榄树枝再接回去。
At that time, God will regraft the old branches back to the tree.
保罗透过这一个图画，他来劝诫信主的外邦人。
Paul used the picture to persuade to the Israelites.
他们
I'm sorry, to persuade the Gentile.
他们的信仰出了什么问题呢？
What's wrong with their faith?
那我们一起来读今天的经文第18节。
Let's read the Bible verse.
来，你就不可向旧枝子夸口，若是夸口，当知道不是你拖着根，乃是根拖着你。那在这个地方，就是这个野橄榄树枝它在跟谁夸口？
Here the wild branches boast to who?
旧橄榄树枝。
To the old branches.
也就是说，信主的外邦人对那个不信主的以色列人表现出一副骄傲、傲慢的优越感。
That means that the the Gentiles that believe in Jesus that boast to the Israeli that not believe in Jesus, that they're arrogant and pride.
然后他夸口说：“我自己已经取代了以色列人，成为神的百姓。”
They boast that they already replaced the Israeli as God's chosen people.
所以保罗他在这里跟他们厘清两件事。
So Paul clarified two things here.
神的恩典跟神的主权。
God's grace and God's sovereignty.
那我们来看今天的经文第19节啊。
Let's read the Bible verse.
到29节，我们一起来读。来，你若说那枝子被折下来是特为叫我接上，不错。他们因为不信，所以被折下来；你因为信，所以立得住。你不可自高，反要惧怕。保罗在这里强调，神的救赎完全是信心所带来的恩典。
God emphasized that salvation is entirely from grace that comes by faith.
枝子被折下来或接上那一个关键，也全都取决于信心所带来的恩典。
The key for that branches that is cut off or grafted is totally determined by the grace that comes with faith.
不是因为行为或任何得天独厚之处。
It is not from good deeds or from God's special favor.
弟兄姊妹，救赎完全是信心所带来的恩典。
Dear brother, sister, salvations come from grace.
这个真理大多数我们的脑袋都还蛮熟悉的。
So this truth everybody know in their brain.
但这个地方就是说，我们虽然脑袋很熟悉
，even though we have this truth in our brain，
但是我们的生活呢，是否也具备这样的态度
But do we live out this truth in our life？
我们是否活出与这个真理可以相称的行为
Do we have a proper behavior attitude towards this truth？
我们看圣经所记载的那些道德行为是具体的。
The standards outlined in the Bible is there.
比如十诫或登山宝训。
Like the Ten Commandments and the Sermons on Mount.
然后很容易的可以去察觉，有规可循。
You can find the record in the Bible.
但因信心领受恩典这个真理是抽象的。
The graceful faith is very abstract.
是一种形而上的概念。
It's a concept. It's a mental physics.
然后很容易被忽略。
It's easy to be neglected.
也很容易忘记它的存在。
It's easy to forget the existence of it.
那感谢神，今天的经文呢，给我们一个很宝贵的一个方向。
Praise the Lord! Today's Bible verse give us a clear picture.
就是一个领受恩典的人应该对自己该有的态度。
So, what kind of attitude of the one who lead towards himself when they receive grace?
弟兄姊妹，想想看是什么态度？
Brothers and sisters, let's think what kind of attitude that we should have.
领受恩典的应该有什么态度？
What kind of attitude should we have towards us?
不可以怎么样？自高。
Cannot be too proud.
然后反要怎么样？
But
惧怕。
be fear.
当一个人他真正领悟到每一个属灵的福气都是从神而来， 纯粹的恩典的时候，
When a person truly realizes that each spiritual blessing from God is truly because of grace,
都应该保持一种惧怕的态度，
they should have an attitude of fear.
不该以自己的成就而自高自大。
They should not be arrogant about their own achievements.
弟兄姊妹，这很有趣哦。
Dear brothers, it's kind of interesting.
自高自大是可以理解的，
Arrogance you can understand,
但为什么我还要惧怕？
but why we should be fear?
事实上，一个领受神恩典的人，
Actually, a person who receives grace
他需要对神有适当的惧怕。
must have an appropriate fear towards God.
这个惧怕是因为他真正认识恩典而来的。
This kind of fear comes from he truly know God.
弟兄姊妹，恩典是什么意思？
Brothers, what's mean grace?
恩典就是我们完全不配得到的。
Grace is something that we do not deserve to have.
这是很大的一个安慰哈，
This is a very great comfort.
也是一个很大的一个盼望。
It's also a great hope.
那如果我们很会算的人，就会说这个很怎么样很划算。
If for someone who really know how to calculate, we know that this is a very great value.
但是我们有没有想过一个问题？
But have we ever thought of
恩典既然是白白的得来，
this grace is something that we do not have to pay for?
相对的，我们就没有所谓的筹码跟上帝谈条件。
Then we have no bargaining power regarding any conditions towards God.
我们也没有什么本钱来决定自己该做什么或不做什么。
We have no bargaining power to decide what we should or should not do.
这里我们进一步的来说，
Let's explain further.
如果我之所以得救，是因为我有好的表现，
If I'm saved because of my good performance,
那上帝可以要求于我的或要我经历的，就会有一个限度。
then there will be a limit to what God can request of whether I have to do.
就好像我是一个有缴税的人，
Just like I'm a taxpayer,
因为我已经付出税金，
because I pay my tax,
所以我就拥有一些权利，然后一些福利，
then I have the right and welfare too.
因为我已经尽了一些义务。
Because I have already fulfilled my responsibility.
但是如果我是一个被纯然恩典所赦免的罪人，
But if I'm a forgiven sinner,
那就没有任何事是他不能要求我的。
then there's nothing God cannot ask me to do.
弟兄姊妹，恩典是白白的得来，这个没错。
Dear brother, sister, grace comes without cost.
但恩典也在提醒我们一件事：
At the same time, grace reminds us one thing.
神在我们身上有绝对的主权，
God has absolute authority over us.
神是主人，
He's the master.
我们是谁？
Who we are,
仆人。
the servant.
基督徒有什么意义呢？
What's the meaning of being a Christian?
不是泛的受基督教导的影响，
Not only to be influenced by the teaching of Christianity,
而是把他整个人最基本的效忠都归向耶稣。
but he must turn his whole loyalty towards Jesus.
有一位宣教士说这样一句话：
There's one missionary say this word, this phrase.
去教会不会让你成为基督徒，
Attend church will not let you become a Christian.
就好比去车库不会让你变成一辆车子。
Just like when you go to a car factory, won't let you be turned into a car.
我们今天做教会的会员，
As a member of the church today,
定期参加崇拜，
attend church on a regular basis,
为教会工作奉献，
work for the church and tithing offering to the church.
这些动作
That's all these things.
都不会让我们成为基督徒。
It won't let us become a true Christian.
是我们要把整个人最基本的效忠都转向耶稣，才让我们成为基督徒。
But we turn our whole loyalty towards Jesus, that we become a Christian.
在初代教会，当你自称自己是基督徒的时候，
During the time of the early church, when you claim that you are a Christian,
就是向全世界宣告耶稣是你生命的主人。
that means you proclaim to the whole world that Jesus is the master of your life.
这样的一个宣告，就是代表耶稣在你身上有那一种至尊的权威。
This proclamation that Jesus has authority over you.
然后对你而言呢，耶稣基督的名字是超乎万民之上的名。
To you, the name of Jesus Christ means the name above all names.
弟兄姊妹，我请大家来思考一个问题哈。
Dear brother, sister, I let you think about something.
如果如果有人提到某某人的名字，会不会让你热血沸腾？
So, do you feel excited when you hear the mention of these names?
比如说有人提到 Bill Gates，
The names of Bill Gates.
然后你的心脏就会好像比较亢奋一点。
Are your heart beat faster?
然后以前如果提到这个人，
In the past, when you mention this, do you know who this person is?
哇，你就想到那个 I，
You think about the I.
然后最近又有这个老兄
And
Tesla，
recently, there's another person called Tesla. Something about Tesla.
哇，你要想到哇，以后这个世界会变成怎么样？
And you think about what the world will change into.
如果你很喜欢打篮球，
If you love basketball,
提到 Michael Jordan 的名字，
when mentioned about Michael Jordan,
哇，精神就来。
then you will wake up.
我女儿如果提到这个人的名字，她也是精神就来。
So if you mention this person's name to my daughter, she will become wide and awake.
然后我们华人如果提到这个 Jeremy Lin，
If among Chinese, if you mention about Jeremy Lin,
那个热血就也开始沸腾。
and then you will feel our blood is boiling.
那弟兄姊妹，在这个地方，
Dear brother and
我们
sister,
思想一个问题：
let us think about.
当我们提到耶稣基督的名字的时候，
When we mention about Jesus Christ,
我们有没有热血沸腾？
do you feel very excited?
有没有大过这些世上的人？
More excited than when we heard about those people's name?
有一位属灵的长辈这么说，
There's a spiritual elder said,
说基督教的热情源于故意把自己所有的权谦让给耶稣基督。
the passion of Christianity comes from deliberately signing away my own rights and becoming a born servant of Jesus Christ.
然后不等到我做到这一点，我不可能开始成为圣徒。
Until I do that, I will not begin to be a saint.
弟兄姊妹，这里在提醒我们，
Dear brother, sister, here reminding us.
其实成为基督徒不是在填写一份相不相信的问卷表。
In believing Jesus, it's not like filling a questionnaire.
只说你相信耶稣是没有用的。
Filling whether you believe or not believe in Jesus is no use.
除非你让他来改变你的生命，
Unless you let him change your life.
并让耶稣基督来影响你看每件事物的观点。
Let Jesus influence you to see the world.
弟兄姊妹，我们信了耶稣基督以后，
Dear brothers, sister, after we believe in Jesus,
你如何来决定自己是什么样的人？
how do you decide what kind of person you are?
你如何来决定看待事物的角度？
How do you decide from what angle you choose to look at things?
你如何来决定过怎么样的生活？
How do you decide what kind of life you want to have?
弟兄姊妹，你信了耶稣基督以后，
Dear brothers, after you believe in Jesus,
这些都要被震动，
this all has to be shook up,
这些都要被动摇。
has to be shaken.
那弟兄姊妹，如果你发现你信了耶稣基督以后还是那个样子，
Dear brother, if you find that after you believe in Jesus, you remain the same,
那你这个基督徒就不够地道。
then you're not a true Christian.
弟兄姊妹，马太福音这样告诉我们，
In Matthew's telling us,
我们一起来读。
let's read.
我心里柔和谦卑，你们当负我的恶，学我的样式，这样你们心里就必得享安息。这里提醒我们，
Here remind us,
成为一个基督徒以后，
become a Christian,
要到耶稣那里去，
you need to go to Jesus
去学耶稣基督的样式。
to learn his deed.
这是一辈子的事。
It's a lifetime learning.
那我们再来看第二个，
Let's look at another fear.
我们一起来读今天的经文22节。
Let's read the Bible verse 22.
可见的神恩慈和严厉，向那跌倒的人是严厉的，向你是有恩慈的。只要你长久在他的恩慈里，不然你也要被砍下来。请问，这里说我们要怎么样才不被砍下来？
May I ask you, how could we prevent being cut off?
长久在他的恩慈里。
Remain in his kindness.
所以我们说我们要对神有适当的一个惧怕是什么意思？
So that's why we say that we should have a proper fear towards God.
不是惧怕神的存在，
It's not fear God's presence,
而是惧怕神不存在。
but to fear that He's living.
这种惧怕是出于人对神的需要。
This fear comes from the need of man towards God.
就好像人不能没有空气，
Just like a human being cannot live without air,
不能没有水一样。
cannot live without water.
而这一种惧怕，就好像耶稣基督他被钉死在十字架上，他说的那一句话。
This kind of fear just like what Jesus said when He was on the cross.
他说什么？
What did
我
he
的神
say?，
我的神，怎么样？
My
为
God,
什
my
么
God,
离弃我？
why have you abandoned me?
啊，在过去的牧会期间，
In the past, when I was pastoring church,
我看到一些奇怪的现象，
I saw some very interesting phenomena.
有许多基督徒在祷告、读经、聚会，
A lot of Christians regarding the prayer, Bible reading,
然后11奉献、教会的一些生活非常缺乏，
tithing and participating in church life they are lack of that.
但是他却自我感觉良好。
But they feel good about that.
那反观我去看那一些异教徒，
In the contrast, the other religions,
摩门教、耶和华见证人，他们传福音比基督徒还认真。
such as the Mormon, Jehovah's Witness, they're very dedicated in sharing their faith, much better than the Christians.
我也看到那些佛教徒，
I also find out the Buddhists,
他们每天早上很早就起床，在那边诵经念佛，咕咕咕咕。
they woke up very early in the morning reading from the holy books.
初一十五要吃素，
And during the first day and the first and the fifth of the month, they eat no meat.
那庙如果要盖他们大笔奉献，面不改色。
And without hesitance, they offer big sums of money to build temples.
你知道那个庙前面有那个柱子，
Do you know there's a big post in front of the church, of the temple?
上面有龙，
They carved with all the carved with dragons.
那个叫龙柱。
They call dragons pole.
有时候一根龙柱就几百万。
Sometimes only one pole costs like millions dollars.
他们就这样
They just
奉献出
offer
去。
without hesitance.
然后庙的神明如果要进香，
For some special effect for incense offerings,
那这些信徒还会跟公司请假去参加，
the believers will take off from work to participate.
而且还自费参加。
I have to pay for themselves to participate.
我看到奇怪的现象是什么？
This interesting phenomenon that I saw, what does it tell?
别人是假神真拜，
This, they worship the false gods.
然后基督徒却真神假拜。
But regarding to the Christians, we had a real God, but we have false worship.
这就显示说，基督徒失去对神那个适当的恐惧、惧怕。
This is mean the Christians has lost their proper fear of God.
弟兄姊妹，对神失去那个适当的惧怕，是今天教会的危机。
The lack of proper fear towards God is the crisis of today's church.
这种缺乏导致很多的基督徒对神、对教会马马虎虎。
This lack of proper fear towards God led to the doesn't pay attention or value God in our life.
然后在信仰上睁一只眼闭一只眼，
And in our faith, we close one eye and open one eye.
所以他才会在口舌上犯罪。
That's why they sin in their mouth.
在思想上犯罪，
They sin in their mind.
而且许多基督徒对神的恐惧并不适当。
And the fear to God is not proper.
他们的恐惧往往是我怕做错什么事，上帝给我处罚，
They fear that if we do something wrong, God will punish them.
而不是惧怕上帝不存在，
It's not feared that God is not present.
不是惧怕失去上帝的同在。
It's not feared that lost God's presence.
弟兄姊妹，如果你很爱你的父母，
Dear brothers and sisters, if you love your parent,
你比较惧怕哪一个？
who do you fear of?
你是惧怕父母不在，还是惧怕父母处罚你？
You fear that your parents not around you, or you fear that your parents punish you?
弟兄姊妹，
Dear brothers and sisters,
这种适当对神的惧怕是出于我们对神的爱跟需要。
this proper fear towards God is based on our needs and our love to our God.
今年我们这里有发布那个 hurricane 的警报，
Like this year when we had the hurricane warning,
大家有志一同的就大排长龙要去买水，然后去加油站加油。
so everybody lined up to buy water and gas.
然后很多地方的水都卖完了，
In many places, bottled water was sold out.
然后我也跟着排队去买水，
I also went to buy water.
然后我就在那边排，
I'm lining up.
然后前面他就开始拿那个水出来卖。
So you see, they bring out the water.
然后我在后面我就很担心，万一卖完了怎么办？
I was at the bottom, at the last of the line. I'm worried about that. They will sold out the water.
然后后来真的卖完了，
Really, the water sold out.
但是感谢主，他又抬了另外一批水来。
Praise the Lord, they brought some more water out.
但是抬出来的水身价不凡，
But the water they brought out this time was very expensive.
那个水好像叫夫奇，
It seemed like the Fuji water.
一罐好像是10倍一般的水的10倍。
So one bottle costs like 10 times more than the cheaper one.
那我就在注意我前面的人会不会因为这样不买。
So pay attention to the one that before me to see whether they
我
will
发
buy
现还
it.
是照买不误。
I found out that they just bought it without hesitance.
然后整个购物车也都放得满满的。
And the whole shopping cart full of water.
为什么会这样？
Why? Why is it like that?
因为水很重要，
Because water is very important.
没有水不行，
With no water is a problem.
所以要付再高的代价，他也愿意。
Even though you have to pay a big price, they're willing to do that.
弟兄姊妹，我们生命里面有没有过这样的一个感受？
Brother and sister, do we have this kind of experience in our life?
我没有上帝不行，
That I can't live without God.
为了可以跟神同在，我愿意付很高的代价。
In order to be with God, I'm willing to pay big price.
我们会惧怕没有水喝，
We fear of no water to drink.
我们会不会惧怕我没有上帝？
Will we fear that we have no God with us?
我们需要上帝是否比需要水还要更高？
The need that we need God is more. Do we need God more than water?
我在这里想用耶稣赶鬼入猪群的故事来强调这一点。
Here I want to use the story that Jesus cast out demons into the horse.
这个故事我们都知道。
This story we all know.
有一个人被鬼附，
There's once a person occupied by a demon.
然后耶稣就把这个人的鬼把他赶走了。
Jesus drove out the demons.
只是耶稣赶一次鬼呢，这些鬼都跑到猪群上面。
But the demons went into the herds of pigs.
那你知道这些猪就发疯了，
Then the Jews become crazy.
他就乱跑了，
They run around.
然后全部都掉到山崖下面。
They fell through the cliff.
那你知道有几条猪吗？
Do you know how many pigs there?
几条猪
How many?
？2000条猪。
2,000 pigs.
所以耶稣赶完猪之后，
So after Jesus driven out the demon,
他们很害怕，
they were very scared.
他们没有很高兴，
They're not happy.
他们害怕什么？
What are they fear of?
万一下次轮到我家的猪怎么办？
What about if it happened to my pigs?
他们不害怕失去耶稣，
They don't afraid of losing Jesus,
他们只害怕失去猪。
but afraid of losing the pigs.
弟兄姊妹，其实我们面对的环境是不是常常是这样？
Brother, sister, do you think that we oftentimes we face the same situations?
我们是害怕，我们是站在害怕失去耶稣跟害怕失去世界的一个路口，在那个地方站着。
We find that we stand in between losing Jesus or losing the world in this cross.
什么是我们的选择？
What is our choice?
我知道有一些人因为要奉献1/10，他就不敢害怕受洗。
I know that some people are afraid of tithing 10%, afraid to be baptized.
因为他惧怕钱太少。
They're afraid of become poor.
其实不会这样，对不对？
You know that it won't be turned out like that.
有人因为每一个主日要上教会，他就拒绝受洗。
Some people are afraid that they have to attend church every week, so they refuse to be baptized.
因为他惧怕失去吃喝玩乐。
Because they're afraid of losing the ability to eat, drink, and play.
那有人因为信耶稣要切掉过去祭拜的神明，他拒绝受洗。
Some people refuse to cut out the relationship with the old idols.
因为他惧怕他的人际关系会出了问题。
They are afraid that their relationship with other people will change.
弟兄姊妹，这个社会不断在催眠我们，
This world tempts us.
只看重今生，忽略来世。
Just focus on this life, but forget about the afterlife.
你要看重物质，你要忽视那个灵性。
And you value the material goods over the spirit.
但我们有没有想过一个问题？
Have you ever think about one question?
这些今生的物质、精神都会带给人恐惧。
These materials in this world can bring us fear.
因为这些东西它都会过时，
Because this all will be past.
这些东西也会被超越，
They will be overtaken by something else.
这些东西都会改变，
All these things can be changed.
这些东西总有失去的一天。
You have one day lost all of that.
比如你年轻的时候长得很漂亮，
Just like you were so pretty when you were young.
有 iPhone 吗？
Do you have iPhone?
就开始这样照。
You do a lot of selfish. Is it selfish?
但是到了70岁的时候，
But when you turn 70,
人家要给你照了，不要了。
when people want to take a picture of you, say, "Oh no, please no."
比如说你在年轻的时候，你居高位，你坐有权柄。
For example, when you were young, you had a high positions.
你已经习惯被人家众星拱月，
You get used to be the center.
但是当你离开那个位置的时候，
But when you leave that post,
你会觉得孤单。
you feel lonely.
弟兄姊妹，你会发现我们的人生就是像诗篇所说的，
You find, dear brother, sister, you find that our life just describes as the poem.
我们一起来读。
Let's read.
我们一生的年日是70岁，若是强壮，可到80岁，但其中所经花的，不过是劳苦愁烦，转眼成功，我们便如飞而去。弟兄姊妹，其实我们可以想一个问题哈，
Let's think about a question.
你从小到大所经历过的那一些恐惧是从哪里来？
All the fear that you have since you're young, what they all stem from.
就是因为我们拼命想要抓住这些不定感，而常常活在恐惧之中。
It's because we want to try to capture something in the uncertainty. So that's why we let us live in fear.
我想要抓住我过去年轻的容貌，
I want to capture all the beauty that when I was young.
我想要抓住我过去的成就，
I was on hold to the achievement that I have in the past.
我想抓住我过去的权柄，
I would like to on hold of the power that I have in the past.
我的恐惧就是我怕失去它。
My fear is I'm gonna lose it.
弟兄姊妹，
Brother and sister,
我们有了错误的惧怕，没有正确的惧怕。
we have the wrong fear, but we do not have the right fear.
什么叫做我们有错误的惧怕，没有正确的惧怕？
What does it mean?
错误的惧怕就是，其实那些事情你不用惧怕。
The false fear is mean that you don't really have to fear of the stuff that you fear.
没有正确的惧怕是该惧怕的你不惧怕。
The true fear is that you need to fear the thing that you really need to be feared.
弟兄姊妹，惧怕神才不惧怕。
Dear brother and sister, fear God, then you will not fear.
惧怕神才有平安。
Fear God that you have peace
在我们的生命里面，
in our life.
需要惧怕，
We need fear.
但是这个惧怕是让你不惧怕，
These fears let you have no fear.
这个惧怕是让你有平安。
These fears let you have peace.
好不好？我们最后来读这个经文，以赛亚书第8章13节，
So let's read this Bible verse in Isaiah
一起来读。
8.
但要尊万军之耶和华为圣， 以他为你们所当怕的，所当畏惧的。弟兄姊妹，就让神成为我们所当怕的。
Let God be the one that we should be feared.
就让神成为我们所当畏惧的。
Let God be the one that we need to fear.
当这样的一个信仰在你的生命里面开始成长的时候，
When this truth grow in your life,
你才有真正的平安。
then you have a true peace.
好不好？我们这个时候来回应我们的神。
Let's respond to
我们
our
请起立。
Let's stand up.
来思想，在我的生命的里面，
Outward in our life,
我真正惧怕的是什么？
what is true fear?
我惧怕没有失去感情吗？
Do I fear of lost my sanity?
我惧怕经济的问题吗？
Do I fear of financial issue?
我惧怕人家不理我吗？
Do I fear of like ignored by other people?
我惧怕那恶势力吗？
Do I fear of the wicked?
弟兄姊妹，
Dear brother, sister,
如果我们不惧怕神，
if we don't fear of the Lord,
我们都会惧怕。
then we will be feared.
当我们惧怕神的时候，
When we fear of God,
神会带给我们平安。
then God will give us peace.
好不好？我们来跟我们的神来祷告，
Let's pray to our God.
求神来开我们的眼，
Let God open our
开
eyes,
我们的心，
open our heart.
让我们对神心存敬畏。
Let's have respect towards our God.
我们来开口祷告。
Let's pray.
个时候，求你开阔我们的心，让我们的心不再受到这个世界带来的惧怕辖制住。主啊，你开阔我们的心，是因为我们单单惧怕神；你开阔我们的心，是因为我们单单敬畏神。我们心可以开阔，是因为我们知道我们所惧怕的、我们所敬畏的那一位神，是恩典、慈爱，直到永远的神。主啊，赐福我们，祷告奉主耶稣基督的名，阿门。请。